The Mongols and the Ming, Altan and Jiajing. After the fall of the Yuan dynasty, divisive conflicts between the Oirat tribes in the west and eastern tribes prevented the Mongolians from seriously threatening China proper. All this changed when a descendant of Kublai Khan from the east, Prince Altan, reunited his people and gained the title Altan Khan. With a wary eye on dissenting tribes, Altan Khan used power and religion to unite his empire and legitimize his rule. He led many successful raids on Ming China to prove his military prowess, and perhaps in a show of masculinity as head patriarch, he used spoils to arrange marriages. He reintroduced Buddhism to the Mongolians by famously forging an alliance with Sonam Gyatso, naming him Dalai Lama in exchange for the Dalai Lama's proclamation that Altan was the reincarnation of Kublai Khan, a title that would further legitimate his rule. Meanwhile, the Jiajing Emperor of Ming China faced similar challenges of legitimacy. The son of the previous emperor had died suddenly, leaving Jiajing, the nephew of the emperor, in charge. Insecure about his legitimacy, Jiajing posthumously declared his father emperor. His concerns about his perceived illegitimacy were compounded by ill omens like comets and natural disasters, and his inability to produce a child. As with Altan Khan, the emperor turned to religion, heavily patronizing Taoism to the point of financial ruin, and drinking elixirs for fertility. Evidently, he was not popular with some of his concubines, which failed to assassinate him, but did manage to stab his groin. These contemporaries embody not just the military, but cultural and religious conflicts, with Altan Khan as Buddhist patron and Jiajing as a staunch Taoist. The motif of hyper-masculinized barbarian conqueror facing the militarily and sexually impotent Chinese appears with new fortitude. But it is important to note that these differences between the rulers are all inextricably linked to the same basic problem of legitimization. From this perspective, the differences are artificial and constructed, emergent rather than fundamental. If these rulers represent certain aspects of the inter-Asian Chinese dichotomy, what happens when they interact, and how does their interaction clarify or muddle the dichotomy? Unsurprisingly, multiple peace treaties were attempted between Ming and Mongols. More surprising are the varying accounts of these treaties. In one Chinese version, Altan offers tribute and swears allegiance to Jiajing. I called myself emperor, but emperor is an unspeakable word. Formerly, with a treacherous heart, I violated the borders. Now I have a change of heart. If ever it should be said that Altan is unfaithful, heaven will punish me without pardon. On the other hand, the Mongolian account was very different. His biographer, describing his encounters with the very same Ming, writes, "He was born by the fate of the sovereign god. The foreign enemies were made to submit to his control. He made the title Khan rest on his person." Undoubtedly, both rulers distorted the treaties to further their political goals of legitimization, and in the process of doing so, have blurred the dichotomy between conqueror and conquered. The dramatic differences in interpretations of events point to the relativity of any lines that one might draw. As we zoom in to inspect the lives of Altan and Jiajing, we see that the dividing lines become hazier, slowly being replaced by common motivations like legitimization. This reflects a broader picture about frontiers and dichotomies in general. Far from their geometric idealizations, lines are shifting, fuzzy, and imprecise.